Dwayne, how are you today?
Hey, how you doing, guys? My first time ever calling your show. I like your show, but Tiki, I got a real problem with you.
Go ahead, bro.
And I don't mind saying, I don't mind saying, I look just like you. There are some serious issues with what you're saying. For you to try to minimize this to, well, it's done in haste. How long has the NFL been around? How long?
Hey, Dwayne, I'm not talking about, but I'm not talking about the fact that the NFL has a problem hiring minority coaches. But
okay,
yeah, Dwayne,
fine.
we'll give you a chance. Dwayne, hold on one second.
You gotta let me retort in real time.
Dwayne.
We're not hanging up on you. We're not like some other host. We're not hanging up on you. But we've known that the NFL has issues hiring coaches. Now, to say that every organization and the league itself is systemically racist because minorities aren't getting head coaching jobs, and Brian Flores had a bad experience because of what Bill Belichick did. If Bill Belichick had never sent that text message and he comes into that interview with the New York Giants on Thursday and it goes well or not or whatever, and he doesn't get the head coaching job, is he still suing the league? Right? So think about what the catalyst was. Because if you read the lawsuit, you got to read the lawsuit, Dwayne. The first thing is Bill Belichick's text message. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Tiki, listen to me. That's fine. You can go back and forth about how it was put together.
Yes.
But the reality of this is that you sat on that field and you busted your tail. You know how this works. And for you not to speak about the Giants, I'm a big Giants fan.
Yeah.
But to speak like the Giants don't have something going on over there and that the league does it. That stuff is all kept behind the scenes.
No,
it comes down dribs and drabs, and there's nobody. You have a forum, Tiki.
But,
and even at that radio station
Dwayne,
you work at,
hey,
you know
Dwayne,
how hard it was to get someone who looks like you to work the shift you work? People have been calling up for years.
No, you're right. You're right.
Listen,
hey,
you
look.
do what you got to do. I understand.
WFAN can't.
I get it.
Dwayne, hold on. WFAN can't hide from the history of this station. They can't. There's not been a lot of minorities in these seats. Period. You can't hide from it. But I'm also not willing to scream and yell that the Giants, an organization that I revere, that I had a great relationship with, to say that they're racist simply because they haven't had a black head coach or black quarterback, right?
Well, let me break it down for you, Tiki. The guy who sits in that office, who makes those decisions, have been the owner of the Giants for how many years? He's been a part of that damage all these years. This is generational. It's not just that you were a good guy because you did things the way they liked.
Nah.
And because you played running back.
Nah, come on.
They're putting you at quarterback.
Come on, Dwayne. I wasn't a quarterback. Come on.
It's hard to listen, Tiki. It's hard to accept it.
But no, you're simplifying it, Dwayne. You're simplifying it. You're
I'm
making
doing it that way so you can see it because you're so blinded. You're too close to the situation.
What am I blind to? What am I blind to?
I'm gonna tell you, you're blind to the fact that the NFL is inherently this way, and it's been this way, and it will continue to be this way until people like you and people who sit in those seats,
like Stephen A. So you want me to be? So you want me to be like Stephen A. and say the Giants are racist? You want me to allege? Hold on, Dwayne. You want me to? Look. I listen to you. Listen to me. Chill out. You want me to scream and yell because I have a pulpit that you want me to turn into a bully pulpit and criticize the Giants and make them racist is something which I don't believe. I simply don't believe that.
Why are you telling them to do it?
So you're telling me to do something that I don't have a conviction in, something that I didn't experience. And look, back up, because you maybe didn't hear this. Maybe because how I grew up. I grew up all with white people. My best friends are white. Right? My neighbors are white, right? My godfathers and my kids are white, right? So it's not – so maybe I see it differently than you. And your experience is not my experience. But I can't sit here with conviction like Stephen A., who doesn't know anybody in the Giants organization and claim that they're a racist organization. That's just I would never do that. Only reason I would do that is because I'm trying to make a point. And my point is that Brian Flores is trying to make a point, right?
No, he's not. Tiki. You finally got a guy. You finally got a guy who's willing to step up and go against the NFL, which always covers up its mistakes. Look at what happened with Belichick, and they cover it up.
They didn't cover it up. What are you talking about? They took away their draft picks and fined them $500,000.
Dwayne, you got to come with facts. You can't make things up, Dwayne.
That's not true.
No. Wait a minute. You think that was a big deal? That's a big. Look at what happened with Gruden. You think those are big deals?
Yes.
All the damage that has been done.
John Gruden got fired. John Gruden lost his livelihood. John Gruden had $80 million left on a deal, or whatever it was, $70 million left on a deal that he's no longer going to get because he was fired for cause for something he didn't. He did even when he wasn't a Raiders coach.
He was an analyst.
He was an analyst on ESPN, and he was joking because he's got a sick personality.
Give it a couple of years, he'll be back. That's how it works.
Oh, dude, I believe he'll be back. I really do.
Okay,
I think Antonio Brown will be back in the league as well. I don't believe in like this canceling forever. It is like it's not my mentality. But I also don't believe in alleging things that I don't believe are true. And Dwayne, I think that's where you're missing it, right?
No, I'm not missing it. I'm spot on. Tiki, you're a great guy.
But you're speaking my truth, Dwayne. I don't know you. Have you ever met me? Have you sat Have you sat next to me and had coffee with me, or better yet, a scotch with me? So then, how are you speaking, Dwayne? How are you speaking my truth? I'm asking you this.
Your truth. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm not speaking your truth. I'm telling you the truth of what goes on in that league, not your truth.
I know that this goes on in the league. I do.
Oh, come on.
I do.
About that.
I know.
The Giants are part of that. Look at this guy is on this team, and he does what he wants. It's his team. And I even heard your buddy say,
"Where do you work? Where do you work, Dwayne?"
I'd rather not say that because that could cause me a little problem.
Okay.
So I'm not going to get into that.
Is your manager white or is he black? Is the owner white or is he black?
I don't know what that has to do with anything. I'm talking about the Giants. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the Giants. I'm dealing with one thing at a
We've been talking about the Giants all day. Everybody is talking about the Giants. I don't believe the Giants are a racist organization. And you can't convince me that they are. And you can tell me to wake up. I've been awake for a long time. I appreciate you, Dwayne, but you're just screaming at me at this point. You're trying to speak a truth that I don't believe. That'd be like saying Brandon Tierney sitting right next to you. You've known him forever. You've worked with him for 9 years. He's racist because he didn't hire a black producer, right? That's what you're telling me to do, and that's just not. I don't believe that. I know BT. I know the Giants organizations. I'm good friends with a lot of people in that organization. You can't tell me that because Stephen A. screams from the mountaintop because he has a bully pulpit that he likes to scream and throw these allegations out of that the Giants are racist, that's something I need to do as well because I'm sitting in a platform on WFAN in the midday, which is obviously a very hireable spot, and I should use my pulpit to scream things that I don't believe? Come on, man. That's just you're wrong, Dwayne. You might think that I'm not fulfilling what a black guy in a host seat should do, but I can't speak something I don't believe. Period. Mm-hmm. And to close it and to put it where it is, I don't believe the Giants are racist. Just because they haven't had a black head coach or a black quarterback other than Geno Smith.
The hardest thing to do is to prove that you're not racist.
That's right.
When people...
And I'm not even giving them moral license.
Oh, I know you're not.
I'm not even doing that, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Because people do that all the time. We hit this the other day, right? They're not moral license because they've had a black whatever. I just don't think that the Maras, who I've known for 25 years, are racist. I don't.
And you shouldn't have to defend that.
I shouldn't.
I like that you did because I do think there's people like Dwayne. Let's face it, there's a lot of opinions out there.
Here's what I do know.
So Dwayne, I think, spoke for a fair amount of people. I'm not saying the majority.
I don't know if I told this story on this show, BT.
Yep.
Wellington Mara passed away in 2005. It was one of the most emotional, I don't know how to put it. It was like, it hurt me. Like the Wellington Mara, who brought me to the Giants, passed away, and we knew it was going to happen. Tom Coughlin said, "We are the team of record for Wellington Mara," and Bob Tisch, by the way, who I was actually really close with because I lived in the city, took me under his wing. And when Wellington Mara passed away, Ronnie Barnes, who's black, by the way, and the vice president of medical, whatever his title is, he's our head trainer, called me and said, "The Maras would like for you to come up to Westchester so you can say goodbye to Wellington." And, I mean...
I didn't know this. Wow. Go ahead.
So it was our off day, and I remember this. And I get emotional when I think about this because why me, right? I get to their house at Westchester. Jeremy Shockey's leaving because Wellington loved Jeremy Shockey. And he's like, Shockey says to me, they're all in there. And I'm like, who? He's like the whole family is in there. All the kids, 11 kids, the grandkids. And I mean, I went to his bedside. He's still alive at this point. And I just tell him, thank you for making me a Giant. And, you know, the fact that the Maras, and I always said this with the Tishes as well, like they embraced me like I was family. You know what I mean? And so I know them intimately. So when I say I don't believe they're racist, it's because I know they're not, right? And yeah, they don't have the right head coach, the black head coach, even though there's black players. They don't have a black general manager or a black coordinator, right? I know they're not a racist organization. And so for Dwayne to try to boil me into saying something that's not true, it's frustrating because you don't know my truth. And you don't know my interactions with this Giants organization, and to force me simply because I have this seat to do so it's just wrong, and it's frustrating, and it's creating it's creating an emotion in me that's not anger, but it's I can't even put my voice on it yet, but it's frustrating to me that the Giants are getting this rap because I don't think this is the case. I think what goes back to it, they hired a general manager who had an idea of who he wanted to be the head coach. And Brian Flores is lighting a match to the Giants organization and to the league, which needs to be explored. I'm not saying this doesn't need to be explored. We've known this for 2 decades. The fact that there's a Rooney Rule proves that we know that this is an issue. The Rooney Rule is not perfect. It's never going to be perfect because the pipeline for black candidates is not wide enough. It's not big enough. And at the end of the day, you try to do the best you can. And I think the league and the Giants, they're trying to do the best they can. Are they going to do it right all the time? No, they're not. Just like your kids aren't going to do things right all the time. But they're going to try to do the best that they can.